Dude, we do TA all day. Man, you haven't seen actually the real TA stuff, man. Like, check this out. I look like a mad scientist with this thing. So this is the natural log of Bitcoin. It's pretty bullish, I would say. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. So this little dip hasn't got me scared. By the way, Iron Man's going to be joining us a little late, but I believe he will be joining us. Okay, so enough about Bitcoin. Who cares about this? This old shitcoin, as they say, right? Am I right, guys? Shitcoin? No, not really. It's definitely not a shitcoin. All right. So we have a lot to go over today. Of course, we have good old Popes, and we're going to be doing a special giveaway thanks to Super Tyler. We're going to be using the good old Pope. What is it called? Pope Fun? All right, so let me. So first, I got to distribute the Popes, but we'll give it a few minutes so everybody can join. All right. Okay, so let me pull up. What's going on, Iman? Thank you for being here. You are hot right now, live.
I'm hot. Okay, I'm live. We're live. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? All right.
What's up, everybody?
Let me share my screen. That way you can see what I'm looking at.
Okay, we went through the works. Everyone can hear us. What's up, everybody?
Yep.
I need the confirmation though. Just okay. Trey Waters says I'm so hot. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that, man.
All right, let me get rid of this.
What did I miss, dude? I'm a few minutes late, but yeah.
Well, we were just talking about that shitcoin, Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's a big shitcoin for sure. Yeah. Well, what about it, dude?
No, I just had it on and I just kind of left it up here. You can see my art.
It's important to keep the
hopium,
or just keep the spectacles on what the Bitcoin happenings are, right? So, yeah, we've been doing that, as has everybody else in the space over the last, I'd say, month, but even more heavily over the last week or two. So, well, what's there to say about Bitcoin, dude? I mean, we've already said enough. Bitcoin is a driver of things. And even beyond that, more so than Bitcoin is like the macroeconomic side of things, what's going on in like real life.
Yeah.
And we talked about it like on one of our recent podcasts. There's like a fear and sentiment building in the world about, these Federal Reserve acts, and everyone was predicting like doom and gloom coming from the Fed. But they had a meeting yesterday. It feels like they're still kicking the can down the road.
Oh,
that's
sure.
like the main takeaway. And they've been doing that forever.
Yeah.
Decades. And whatever, as long as I keep kicking that can, dude, like the music is still ringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's the only thing they can do is kick the can down the road, and that's about it. There's nothing else for them to do.
Yeah.
Or crash the market. Pick your poison, I suppose.
So yeah, irregardless of all of that, like it doesn't matter if everything hits the fan, we're gonna continue doing what we've been doing, right?
Yeah.
But the only impact it has is like it has actually significant impact, like financially for everybody across the board. If you're like over leveraged in any sense, like if it's equities, crypto, whatever, just hopefully that's not like your main motivation for like, staying engaged in what's going on in this space.
Right. Right.
If it is what it is. But
yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, there was something I posted in the Discord here. Let me see if I can find it. But I put it in the crypto channel, and I thought it was a little interesting. I mean, it was one of the Pomp emails. It says the volatility in price is mirrored by wild swings in investor sentiment. So during January 2021, Bitcoin crossed 38K for the first time, and the greed and fear index was at max capacity at fear during that time. All right, sorry, greed. It was greed. So it was greed at 38K. We returned back to 38K, and we're at extreme fear. So in 1 year, that's the difference, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, we lived through all that, dude. We understand this.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyways, we are here for Rovies. We want updates. We want the happenings of what's going on. So let's since we're going to be doing this raffle giveaway through Popes, let's give away this Pope right now. All right. So same story. We are going to send a message to the MetaZone bot, and the password is Super Tyler.
Hell yeah. What a password.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out Super Tyler, dude, for again creating the Rovi Mecca in the metaverse for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, when we first started this, I thought it was going to be Swooty Town that was going to be setting all this up, but Super Tyler beat everyone to it. So
Swooty Land's coming, dude. I'm not worried about that.
yeah,
We're gonna get full on Swooty Land in the future, But that's the point, right? Is there's gonna be many community hosted experiences to kind of like go through. So
yeah. All right, let me get to the top here.
Yeah, dude, go playerpower.com for real, dude. Be a part of what you love in crypto. Do not spend anything you can not afford to lose. And do not borrow money in all caps. Damn. Yeah, I know some people who made that fatal mistake, and you're totally right. Do not borrow money to speculate in the markets, dude.
Absolutely
for sure.
not. Absolutely not. The only time you should borrow money is if you have like a ton of Bitcoin or a ton of ETH, and then you can borrow against it. That way you don't have to spend your Bitcoin or spend your ETH. You just keep the assets, borrow, pay your whatever percentage is, and yeah, keep your assets. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Bitcoin and like DeFi and that stuff. All right, so back to Rovies. All right, so hold on. Let me make sure everybody's got their Pope. Did anyone get their Pope?
Yeah, go ahead and post in the chat, guys. If you claimed your Pope, if it was successful, let us know. As usual, if anybody's new, having difficulty figuring out the process, there's resources out there. Plus, the community is always very helpful, helping everyone figure that out.
All right.
There we go. Pixie, there it is.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Volpixie. So yeah, this is a kind of like a Matrixy themed Pope. So yeah, thank you. And then towards the end, I think we're going to kind of launch. Actually, all right, let's do this. Let me send you guys the link to this so you guys can be part of the raffle. And we're going to launch this raffle in the middle of the call. So maybe in around 30 minutes or so, we'll launch the raffle. I think this thing takes like 10 or 15 minutes to like actually unfold the winner.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. And yeah, depending on how many people are involved in the raffle, for sure, it could take longer. So, but we've done this once in the past, right? And it was pretty cool. We enjoyed it. So yeah, this is just all you Pope collectors, dude. Now's your time to shine,
Yeah, I forgot who recommended it. I think it was Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone recommended it, and I kind of forgot about it. But I think we might want to use this on a weekly basis. That way we can start leveraging the value of these Popes. And yeah, I think this might be the long-term solution for the giveaways that we have.
I'm not opposed to that one bit, dude. I mean, we're like 25 Popes in or something like that.
That's exactly 25. Right. That's 25 Popes.
Yeah. So there's a good base of Pope collectors, Pope owners, whatever you want to call it. I think the distribution is good enough to where like these raffles make a little bit more sense, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. So it looks like somebody's having problems with the Pope claim. What does that say? We couldn't find the code. Please try again. Yeah, keep trying. Go player power. It should work. Yeah, message the MetaZone bot, and then type in the password Super Tyler. Try twice. Okay. All right. Well, if it doesn't work, you guys can send me a DM And for those of you part of the Pope Cartel who don't speak English, you can also send me a DM in like your special language, and then I shall see what I can do.
Special language, huh? Yeah, try a third time, like Trey Waters. Just give it some more attempts, dude. And if you still have issues, let us know.
All right.
Okay, so that's the Pope. So good old Pope, dude. So yeah, what else is going on, Willis?
All right, we got some UI updates. So this is kind of big because we're in the process of ramping up like this new website, and we're kind of focused on the UX experience. And right now, we've made some changes. So, like for example, if you go to Versus page, this is a little bit more, just a tiny bit more intuitive and more interesting to look at. So this is just one example. If you go to zones and then you go into any of these lands, I feel like this was improved too, and you delegate, you get to see a little slider of all your assets that you could delegate. Now, for some reason, I don't have any assets, which is not right.
Yeah, but this is really cool to see, though. Like now you get to see like asset owners across the board, you know, throughout the whole ecosystem. Like, yeah, you just clicked on some random zone and now the UI kind of, it lets you know who the asset owners, the content that's deployed on this land, who it belongs to, right? So yeah. There's a little more additions that we have to make from here. Obviously, like communication is a big deal when it comes to collaboration. So like as a meta asset owner, you're going to have to be able to communicate with people. Landowners need to communicate with you. Just general, who knows? We could be advertisers. Who knows? They might want to get in contact with these people. The fact that everyone's presence is now like being well displayed.
Yes, exactly. Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, because just take a look at this land. Ethermon, Play to Earn, landowner, Artemis. But look at Artemis. He's an owner of 4 lands, a 2x2. And he doesn't own any of these assets. It's all PW for the most part. And then there's one TPS response. Yeah, this is all PW. All these assets are PW. So this is in collaboration between PW and Artemis, and of course you had the Ethermon development team make the metas, and then of course you had Corv make some of these metas here. Corona Tower. The Corona Tower was made by Aaron.
Cryptanthropy, Aaron,
Aaron, and then of course Corv with Corona Zombie. So think about.
So there you go. Yeah, I saw TPS response right there. Yeah. He was so he delegated. It looked like a garden bed,
an egg nest.
Egg nest. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 5 or 6 collaborators here. Like you don't see this anywhere in Decentraland. So this is a big deal. It's kind of hard to really showcase or like really comprehend like the difficulty of the problems that many metaverses have. But this is just an example of actual collaboration. So, but anyway, so Tyler, if you go into Tyler's land at 4511. Actually, let me share this link. 4511. I mean, this is another huge collaboration. A bunch of people contributed their Rovi NFTs, and all of a sudden we have like this, what you're calling the Mecca, Rovi Mecca.
So I see that the floor. Hold on, look down. So yeah, all the floors have become transparent. Hell yeah, I like that addition. Yeah. Before they were like wooden. You know, you couldn't really see what was going on all the different levels, but now clearly there's like a multi-level experience here, right? Yeah. Like that's very cool. That's a good addition, Tyler.
So we have all these merged transporters and superchargers. So this that's sort of the result of you get these like delegated to the land, and they're all delegated to a specific location, such as this. And so as the landowner, and then maybe the managers, like you can have a manager of your land, go and help you move content around with this MetaZone remote. So yeah, it's a lot of work. We're definitely going to improve the remote for you guys, because right now it's sort of like you cycle through all the different metas, and then if you're trying to find this one, you kind of basically have to cycle through forever before you find it. And then once you do, you accidentally pass it, and then you have to cycle through it again. So it's definitely a pain in the ass. And as a result, whoever did this, it might have been who was it? Who helped here? Besides, was it
Greenshifter, right? Was it you, Greenshifter?
Yeah, I think Greenshifter contributed to like locating everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whoever contributed to like moving all this stuff, that's a ton of work. This is representative of several hours of work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Which is part of it, dude. It's part of like being like an asset or participant in like the meta asset economy, right? Like you kind of got to structure things and format your meta layout as optimally as possible. I guess it's up to the collaborative force that is this zone to figure out what is the optimal user experience for like a Rovi operator, right? So
yeah,
as of now, there's only a couple assets that are deployable, the transporters and the superchargers. So like extrapolate this beyond the fact once all the metas have rolled out, there's going to be more than 10 pieces of content
that's
like
right.
that could become that serve like a high utility purpose to a specific zone. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of a lot of mental planning that goes into that, right? And it might take some time, but that's the whole reason for the economic model that are like that's the metazone infrastructure, right? Everybody incentives are aligned to do these activities, right? Because it requires this amount of collaboration to deploy anything of substance
Yes.
in the metaverse.
Yeah.
That's our thesis, right? So we're in the very beginning stages of proving all this stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good to see. Dude, this always is like a touching moment for us whenever we see the community like come together and actually enact what we have in mind. You know, because we can only do so much, dude. Like we don't even own as much land, right? So, and we definitely don't own this many transporters and superchargers. So we're really relying on you guys to kind of like prove these concepts out and to put in this work. And of course, we're taking note of all this, right? So this is as helpful as you guys can be for us.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah, this is a ton of work, and like you're saying, like we have some assumptions about how the metaverse needs to be built out based on like incentive models and like the economics of everything, right? Because everything costs something, right? All these transporters, somebody paid money for, right? Including this land, right? We're standing on money here, and
yeah, and it's not just money, like you said. It's time. It's time and effort. Like these are valuable costs that are not as quantifiable as money, right? But
that's true.
There's still that input,
Yeah,
it needs to be rewarded.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to talk about, but I forgot something related to all this. But anyway, let's continue kind of with this list here. All right, so we have Zoma's list will show the meta owner UI update versus list now displayed as blocks. UI update profile page now displays meta assets and lands. Okay. Let's see. Anyone can deploy the Rovi transporter and supercharger. Yeah. So I think that's what it was. If you go back to here, you don't have to be a landowner to contribute to like this game or anything in the metaverse. You just need to collaborate with other landowners, and now you can contribute to this this huge construction of the game in this parcel. But one thing I do need to note is Decentraland, the team, has not implemented enforcing the total poly count and materials count for land yet. So I'll tell you right now, this land is overpopulated with stuff. Now, I don't know by how much yet, but Decentraland knows, right? They know the numbers. And so
sorry, are you anticipating like a hard enforcement in the future for this? Like
100%, yeah.
Yeah,
it has to happen because back in the beta days of Decentraland, we were deploying metas right early on, like since basically day one. The beta was available. Oscar had MetaZone pretty much implemented already. And one thing we realized was that we could build higher than the limit of the parcel. And we got away with it for a good while. And then all of a sudden, the enforcement came and everything that was beyond those limits completely disappeared. Like everything was gone.
There you go.
And so now we had to make sure that everything was in bounds, and now we're here. So now that we're talking about breaching the limits of the poly count, the materials count, we're gonna have to implement that aspect of MetaZone so that the landowner, like for example, this landowner here, he's gonna have like a total poly count and total materials count like up at the top, and once he once he's like butting up against the limits, like you can no longer contribute or delegate any metas to this guy. And so, or I mean, you can. He'll just have to undelegate this guy and then bring in another guy. And so it's going to be up to the landowner to kind of like make everything kind of fit.
Yep, we're playing Legos here, dude. Just like how
exactly.
the rest of the space is playing Legos. Yeah, the same thing's going to happen in the metaverse. But every metaverse will be different, right? You know, what's limitation in Decentraland might not be so much so in, I don't know, Decentraland X of the future.
Yeah.
Right. So
then how do you go beyond those limits? So that's the question. It's like, how, if I wanted more, how do I get more stuff in here? Well, you got to get more land and a more connected land. So a 2x2 has certain limits. A 3x3 has much bigger limits. So
yeah, that's a good point. Pay God. I'd imagine the resource limits will increase when DCL has an application launched rather than in browser.
Yeah, 100%. Once this is an application, there's barely going to be any limits. There will be, but it's going to be significantly higher than it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen more complicated games like, you know, Call of Duty, Halo. Like these are more, you know, complicated, right? There's more polys. So yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. I just wonder if Decentraland is going to be able to create an application for Windows and Apple and Mac OS. Like I'm just curious if that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, to be determined, but yeah, for sure. That's another like highlightable point, like the importance of the metas itself, because like that's a pretty massive infrastructure alteration, like migrating to, I guess, like a client base.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to the content creators, I guess, to readjust to that reality, and us as a platform, right? So yeah, just reinforcement to the understanding this isn't like static content that really you don't have to think too far ahead. Like what happens when these changes occur? Like what does that mean to the content itself, right? I guess in this case, really nothing that negative, right? It's a good thing across the board if a client is released, right? For all MetaZone content. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Such a good point.
Yeah, it expands the bandwidth potential, I guess, like as a landowner. Damn, yes. Yeah, so this is TJ, you're right. It has to happen. It's like necessary at this point, especially if we want the metaverse to have any semblance or any potential for hosting, you know, robust game experiences, which Rovi aims to become. You know, we're really in need of, you know, this upgrade. You know, it's still achievable in like its current state, but yeah, it's definitely not, you know, it's not going to be a Call of Duty competitor, right? Yeah. Like you said, unless we get that client side upgrade, you know?
Moon, you are definitely not blocked. If you were, I don't think you could message here. So instead, check the server settings and check, what is it called? Privacy settings. I'm pretty sure, and everybody should have this deactivated so that you don't get bots like spamming you. But for situations like this where you have to message a bot, you have to activate it. Yeah, and by the way, there's been a lot of compromises on wallets. Nothing related to us or MetaZone or anything like that, but just saying in general, if iMan, Core, or myself contact you and ask you for private keys, that is not us. Never give anyone private keys or your phrases to anybody for any reason. There's zero reasons why anyone should ask you for that. Especially
me, dude. There's like a shit ton of iMans lurking around in this server all of a sudden. So
yeah,
always remember, I'm the green frog, guys.
Well, even then, even if it's the green frog, don't give anybody any private keys or phrases or anything, because they could just copy your image. So
yeah, good point, dude. Yeah, so don't trust my name, period.
Yeah, don't trust anybody's name.
Yeah, don't trust anybody. If anybody's sending you messages, we don't do that, dude. Well, we do, but yeah, we're not trying to fish anybody.
Yeah. All right. So in other news, working on secondary market viewer later will include offers. Interesting. Ooh, dude, that's such a big deal. Secondary market viewer, dude. So basically, once you've purchased these assets, that you can have, you can post like offers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, of course that's a big deal.
Dude, that's such a big deal. It's hard to overstate.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it's a need. We're creating like so much. Like I said, everything starts with an asset economy. That's what the NFT like sector is right now. Like everybody's building an asset economy as a collective, right? Where everybody's launching, new IP with all these PFP projects and stuff like that. But there's not necessarily so much utility behind them yet.
Yeah.
There's ideas of utility, but there's no actual application for it. So we're still in that asset economy building phase. So that means there needs to be plenty of ways to exchange these assets, within an economy, similar to what happens in the real world, right? We generate assets and commodities on a daily basis. That's what we go to work for. We build stuff, we harvest stuff, we grow stuff, we produce things, but we have to trade and transact these things and move them from place to place and person to person. So the same thing has to happen in the digital space, right? So it would be foolish for us to not provide these services to our ecosystem. So for sure, like that is on the horizon.
Plus I think it makes sense. Like OpenSea is obviously kind of like a foundational piece of crypto and NFTs, but I think it makes sense for projects like MetaZone and other projects to have their own marketplaces because it's more contextual. Like when you go to MetaZone and you see the secondhand market, and you see all the assets there, you kind of know that these are like inherently deployable. Now, those same assets can exist on OpenSea, but it isn't obvious to the users like, oh, I can just take this to Decentraland and deploy it. And so, I think there needs to be multiple marketplaces, regardless of OpenSea like dominating. It just makes more sense for the user experience to have like an obvious contextual concept of the NFTs that they're looking at.
Yeah, we're definitely like focused on carving out our own position within this digital economy. Like the content that's being produced in our ecosystem has a like I said, a lot of these content producers in the NFT space, there's no clear application layer for it. But our stuff, all this stuff has very clear application for it, right? These are metaverse deployable assets, right? So that's the point. Like anything that's generated through our platform, it needs to be as intuitive as possible that once I own these assets, this is installable content, right? Just like when you go to an app store, it's intuitive. As soon as you interact with any application, the first thing you says is like, you want to install this on your device? Sure. Right? It's very self-explanatory. Like this is a different sector of
that's true. That's a good analogy. Right? I mean, we say that all the time. We are an app store. But it's important because, like, if you're in the iOS ecosystem or a Mac ecosystem, you can go to the App Store and download apps. They've been kind of like whitelisted by Apple because they review all the code, but you can still download applications outside to your computer, outside the App Store. But those are not as whitelisted. They're not as safe. So, it's kind of like going to MetaZone for our apps and then going to OpenSea. It's like, you don't necessarily know if it's the latest like metadata. You don't know if it's like transport is really open or not. But the truth is within MetaZone for like MetaZone specific stuff. Just because OpenSea, I mean, they're so big and they're so slow now that we can't like use their APIs for Polygon because they don't exist. And so we can't readily update stuff. Otherwise, I mean, you just have to manually do it. And we've had the community help us do that. So thank you guys for that. But that's not sustainable, and so we need better tools. But anyway, just kind of talking about that, just to explain how things work.
Yeah, right. And secondary market sales, of course, like it's a bigger deal than what we're actively explaining it to be. Yeah. I guess over time it will be clear why it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a small endeavor, but it's definitely one of many tasks on the priority list, right?
Yeah.
So
that list is quite long, man.
Totally.
All right. Rovi testers, wearable getting slight visual updates. So I would say the visual updates are a little bit more than slight. But other than that, we are going to add some like glowing elements to the backpack. And so all of you who already have a Rovi will get this wearable NFT airdrop to you. And yeah, so I don't have any new updates to share visually. I'll get those probably for the next call. But yeah, it should look cooler. I gave some of my own personal feedback, and it should look cooler. But yeah, we'll have to wait till next week to see what it looks like. All right,
Yeah.
And hologram meta. So design is complete, and we're starting development on that on Monday. So there's a lot to it. We're going to do the hologram meta in like little phases. So we're going to get the MVP out as quickly as possible. And what that looks like is only you will be able to see your own Rovi. So like even right now, like if there was a hologram meta here, you would only see my Rovi, not everyone else's. So that's like phase 1. Then the next update to that is connecting that to a WebSocket server where you'll be able to see everybody else's Rovi and everybody can see your Rovi. And so that would be the next phase. So we like delivering stuff. That's sort of like our creed at MetaZone is let's just deliver everything, and then we will correct the path as we get forward. So yeah, that's kind of how we're gonna do it.
Test in production, right? Is that how it goes?
Dude, Andre Cronje, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
dude.
I'm gonna get his like poster on my wall behind me, dude.
There you go.
All right. Let's see what time is it. We got 35 minutes in. Let me remind everybody to go interact with this thing. Join raffle. Oh damn, we got a few of you already joined. All right, so we have participating popes 389. Make sure you go to that link and join, because
how much time we got?
The more popes you have, the more likely it is you'll win.
That's right. That's why it's so important to harvest these things, dude.
Yeah.
We've been saying
Pope Cartel had a reason for harvesting, right?
That's it. That's why it's so important for us to make it so difficult, right? For those of you guys who are true supporters, you don't want to get shafted by like a cartel of bots, do you? Right? So we had to add a few additional steps of verification just to distribute these NFTs.
Yeah.
And for this very reason, like now we have like a much more fair ecosystem, right?
Yeah. So it's cool. This little application that they came up with is there's a countdown clock for 4 hours, so we can just let it go and let it kind of do its course. But we're gonna start the draw here in the next few minutes, and if you don't click now, you're going to miss out. Yeah, backstory Pope. So the problem with that is manual labor, right? We have to collect all the ETH addresses, and we haven't like done that yet. So we got to figure out some time. We got to carve out some time to do that. So there isn't. I mean, we're not talking about a whole lot. Maybe it's like 50 or so, or maybe a little bit under that. So it's not a whole lot of ETH addresses, but it's a manual process. So yeah. Yeah, Trey Waters is helping, so he's already like on it. He's gonna provide me a list already. But Trey Waters is super busy too, and so we gotta wait on that list, and then we can get that.
Okay.
out. So shout out to Super Tyler for setting up this giveaway. Appreciate it to Super Tyler and hosting all the Rovi stuff. So yeah, make sure you click on this giveaway and join the raffle. And we're gonna kick this thing off in a few minutes. All right, let's see.
Any other pertinent updates before we get started, Willis, or what do you think?
Yeah, we have another section here called Rovi Delegation Design. So able to delegate an accessory to any Rovi. Ooh. All right, so this is relevant to right now. So,
now we're getting into like game economics of the actual Roviverse. Like we started off with like platform feature additions and stuff like that, but now it's all about like preemptively designing like this delegation ecosystem just to support all spectrums across the economy, right? You're going to have asset owners, you're going to have people who might not necessarily be able to afford these things that still want to participate, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. And so part of the giveaway here are Rovi accessory NFTs. And so those of you who have won these things, you could only have if you have one, it's because you won one. But during gameplay, during the game while you're playing, you can earn one. And so yeah, part of this, I guess, this update is that you can delegate these accessories to players. So now another layer of collaboration is possible here.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks, Super Tired, for taking that snapshot, dude. Yeah. Any cool snapshots of the community hanging out together? We need to harvest those. So yeah, take more pictures, guys, if you can. What else? Yeah, this is a big deal, dude, because this is like there's revenue split implications to all this, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
again, like
yeah, because right now, like, let's say
accessory, like at face value, might not sound like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're kind of like lagging here. I was gonna say that. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Man.
Oh no, dude! How do you forget so quickly, man? We're talking about accessories and like revenue opportunities for accessory owners.
Well, revenue opportunity is important because if you're a whale and you have all these assets, you can have other players play for you and do a revenue split.
Of course, yeah.
So that's a big deal. I mean, Axie is like trailblazing this, and so we got to replicate it.
Yeah, replicate it, facilitate it however we can. Like I said, it starts from the platform itself, but yeah, now it's starting to show its face in these game verses. Rovi being like an initiator for this. There will be more verses in the future, but this is how we imagine the metaverse to play out. Like since we first became aware of it, like we kind of figured like this player economy would be like the foundation to it all. Everything would come after the fact. Nowadays, it seems like the industry is kind of like thinking in opposition to this. It's like it's going to start more with like the social side, and then maybe over time, it can evolve into a more of like a game ecosystem. I understand why the industry is taking that approach, just because there's less technical factors for that, right? So
yeah, I mean,
we're gonna do our best to kind of like ease that game implementation into the metaverse, right? That's one of our big focuses. So it starts with this, right?
Yeah, just check out this comment. It says, "Go Player Power." He says, "I can give my Axie scholars more work to do."
There you go, dude. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, anybody who's participating in the Axie economy, like that, you don't think they're going to be interested in finding more opportunity to be, engaged with, right?
It's a no-brainer, dude.
Yeah.
And
that's what we think. We think the same exact thing. Yeah.
So Go Player Power. Most of your scholars are probably playing on their cell phone. Would you agree or disagree? I'm curious. And the reason why I ask is because even though you can play Rovies in Decentraland, you can also play Rovies in the Rovi Matrix. And why is that a big deal? Well, the big deal is that you can play the Rovi Matrix on your cell phone. And so for those countries who essentially skipped like technologies, right? They don't need desktops and everything runs on their cell phone. Like that's important. So he says, yes, all but one. Yeah, exactly. So it's important. I mean, I think from our perspective, we've given Decentraland a ton of feedback. Even like day one, we said focus on the mobile experience, and I guess they went more like application experience rather than like the mobile stuff. So, which I mean, they gathered their own feedback. Everyone said application rather than like mobile. So that it is what it is. But I feel like if you focus on the mobile, you would access a ton more people. But whatever. What do we know, iMan? What do we know?
Yeah. Well, again, another thing that we're just gonna have to, I guess, prove. Yeah, down the line.
All right, so we're getting close to it. Let's actually launch this thing because I don't know how long it's going to take, but if I remember correctly, it took about 10 minutes, if not longer.
Yeah, I think so. So it's safe to assume it's going to take a minute or two. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it started, dude. Just so, who knows, maybe there's some sort of like unanticipatable or there's some, just in case there's a,
yeah, some,
boob,
yeah,
you know.
Okay. All right. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for me to push the button?
Push the button, dude.
Not
Go ahead and react in the chat, guys.
not every
Do you want him
boomer.
to?
Did you
Huh?
not every boomer, did you click on the raffle here? Push. Do not push button.
Okay, we got one in opposition, but you're definitely heavily outweighed at the moment.
Oh no, he pushed it. All right. All right, let's do it. All right, we're going to push it. All right, here we go. We're going to start the drawing.
All right, good luck, everybody.
Do you want to start the raffle now? There are no participants in the raffle.
Oh, this is what I mean, dude. I knew it.
Refresh it. It says there are no participants, but that's a lie. So we're gonna start it.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like the same thing happened last time.
Yeah, I think yeah, the same thing happened.
So what we're looking for here is like a reduction in the participating POAPs over time, right? Like
yeah.
That 429 number. If it goes down, then we're underway.
Yeah. So the first time that we did this, we were equally as confused as some of you are right now. So what's going to happen is for every block, it reduces a number, and it's going to reduce down to, I believe, 4 winners. And this is going to take a minute.
It's going to take a minute. So, yeah.
We'll keep an eye on
everybody this. Grab your popcorn, get your hot cocoa if it's cold outside, get real comfy and cozy, dude, because, we won't know the winners for probably another 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
In the meantime, there's spicy updates, Willis.
Yeah. Okay, so able to delegate a weapon. Okay, so let's go through this list. So we can delegate an accessory. You can delegate a weapon to Rovi holders. You can delegate a Rovi to any player. Look at that. Rovies can wear more than one accessory, one per body location. Rovies can hold 2 weapons, one in each hand. And gameplay earnings get split with player, Rovi owner, and accessory weapon owners. Man, we're talking some serious smart contract splits here.
Yeah, it could be like it's the same thing as like it's actually hilarious to think about it. Yeah, like we just went through a zone that has like, a multi-party collaborative effort to host content on it.
Yeah.
4 to 5 different parties.
Yeah.
The same thing could be for a single Rovi. It could be just a multi-party conglomerate effort to like get this Rovi's life career going. Think of them as like these Rovies are going to become professional athletes, dude.
Yeah.
They're going to need managers. They're going to need sports psychologists, or metaverse psychologists, whatever you want to say, just to support their existence.
Like a 4-year contract and like an opt-out period.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. But you're right, dude. Yeah, like all these different potential delegators or contributors to a single Rovi's, impact in the ecosystem. Like that's pretty cool. And everybody's getting their fair share of that activity, right?
Yeah. And so let's talk about what the splits are. So the Rovi owner earns 30%. So if you're a whale, like this is important to you. The weapon owner earns 5%. Accessory owner earns 2%. And then the player, so the scholars out there are getting 70%.
Damn.
Wait, is that right? 35, 36, 37. So it's not 70%, it's 60.
I guess it gets adjustable based on how many contributors are actually delegating.
Correct. That's correct. So player earns 70%, subtract any weapon or accessory. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's a Rovi, for whatever reason, doesn't have their own accessories, they need outside delegation. Yeah, it's gonna adjust that split, to so everybody can fit in to that 100% overall pie, right?
Yeah.
So this is interesting, man. So yeah, it's definitely creating a much more complex economy, which is what we love to see.
Yes.
Because that's what makes things interesting, right? And that's what gives things value over time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, this is such a huge deal. And on top of this, I mean, if you don't already know, and most of you do, that we're platformatizing this functionality. So if you come up with a cool idea, cool play to earn game, you can leverage these tools for your own game. So that way, because right now, I mean, you go into Decentraland is largely empty, and so the only reason why it's empty is because there's no tools. So we got to facilitate those tools, and then all of a sudden you're going to see a plethora of games and play to earn experiences. So, so yeah. Let's see where we at. So there's 26 left, dude. Oh shit.
Yeah, I went way faster than I was anticipating. That's good.
Okay.
All right, so we're nearing the. You see any ETH domains in here that are recognizable?
Let's see. Not
Windspread.
really.
Windspread's in there. WebVR. He's in there a couple of times. Oh, we just got a new cut.
Yep. Yeah, I don't recognize any of this.
But look, regardless, guys, so this is the top 20, man. If you guys see your address in there, good luck, dude, because there's probably a few more cuts left.
But look at the value of the early popes. Like, these are the earlier ones, right? Especially the static one.
Yeah, the ones that don't do shit. The ones I made, pretty much.
And look at this is the latest one. These are the latest ones. Interesting. So yeah, this is why it's important. This is why even though free popes are free, we don't give them out to everybody. Like cartel or no cartel, we just can't give these out.
Yeah, 100% agree, dude. They come in handy from time to time, you know?
Yeah. So, question, Bob Lorian, any thoughts about making the weapons and accessories upgradable? They are upgradable, and so I guess we should probably share details on the upgrade process. But you got to play the game in order to actually get them upgraded. So, so yeah, that's going to be important.
Yeah. So again, like as we said over the past few weeks, a very solid, well constructed white paper will help all you guys understand all these details. But as you can see, new details are emerging constantly. So yeah, but once this white paper is released, that's the beautiful thing about Gitbook, right? It's a living document. So no matter what, like we could keep making these alterations down the line.
Yeah.
And we want to do that. We need more community. But it's going to be difficult to figure those things out until we have like the gameplay, at least like MVP versions of the gameplay deployed into Decentraland. Then we could start figuring out, based on community feedback, what alterations need to be made, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
That's going to be like our main, probably most of these meetings in the future will probably be centered around that, right? Once you guys are actually playing and, engaging and participating in the gameplay, that's where we'll start figuring out all these nitty gritty details.
For sure. So yeah, that covers everything that we wanted to go over today. And man, we have a lot of work ahead of us. We have a lot of work behind us. And yeah, we're working on so many things right now. It's like, I'm not sure.
Sickening.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we're able to like sustain this. Oh, there's 3 left. Look at that. So
holy crap! All right, what happened, dude? What's going on here?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So what's going on here? So we have one winner. Winners. Yeah, number 4, Pope.
Here we are.
Another winner. Number 3.
Great shit for 1, dude. Congrats, dude.
Dude, nice. Dang, look at that commitment. Green Chauffeur, he's probably got all the popes.
Oh, definitely.
All right. What
so happened? Deserved, for real, man. Congratulations, all you guys. So we got all of them, right? The top 4. There they are, dude. Yep. Zoom in real close. There's the confetti. GG.
All right. So the only thing I don't like about this is we don't necessarily know who won other than Green Chauffeur here. Number 3. That's Green Chauffeur.
Yeah, I guess like make your presence known in the chat, guys, if you won. We know Green Shifter won. Niao, did you win too? It looks like you won. Congratulations. Oh yeah, you won. Beautiful. Did you win
Nice.
the transporter? I think you did.
Really? Did she win the transporter?
Well, it's like
Nice.
highlighted on her screenshot
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Like
yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh,
I'm
damn.
assuming she did. Congrats. Hell
Damn.
yeah.
I feel like she's won before, so this is her second
Good.
win. I think that was the
Good.
second win, I believe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, congrats all y'all. Second win. Beautiful.
Dang.
Yeah, these are star transporters, right? These are
Yeah, the rarest. The rarest of
the
them all.
mhm.
All right. Let's see. We got 5 minutes left, man. All right. I'm trying to think of what we're doing right now is we're trying to parse everything that's been happening the last couple of weeks and trying to figure out which parts we can talk about. But
You mean like what? Yeah, there's a lot of things we can't really talk about yet. And yeah,
I
but
mean, and I hate saying that. It's so stupid. I hate when people say that. I get it. It's just goddamn. There's so much stuff, dude.
yeah. But that's not to like end this on like some sort of like buzzkill moment or anything like that. It just is what it is, you know. Like as of right now, in this moment, right now, today, congratulations to all you winners. And then like you guys are all the shit who show up every week, even though you're not guaranteed to win a damn thing except for a POAP.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what this moment's about. But you know, a lot of good stuff is coming. Like Oscar just said, it's even hard to contain it. You know, I just want to bust sometimes and spill some beans. But well, yeah, you guys are like family at this point, dude.
Yeah.
Who've been with us for this long, you know. So once we get to that point where we could all collectively, you know, bust, or can't wait for that moment. You know, it's gonna be great times.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in other words, we're gonna be doubling down on everything. Like,
Yeah, I don't even know what I just said.
yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah, we're gonna be doubling down on everything. I mean, we've been all in since day one anyway. So
Yeah, we have a lot of good reasons to like screw double down, like infinite down. Like there's the freaking Goldman Sachs announcement of like an $8 trillion metaverse.
Oh shit! Yeah,
expectation.
let me bring that up. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah,
Goldman Sachs.
if you're not familiar with Goldman Sachs, it's like one of the leading investors. It's like a Wall Street entity, right? I mean, whatever your opinions are about Wall Street doesn't matter. The point is these guys have a very good track record of predicting future trends. So they're out there publicly stating the metaverse, all the things that we're involved in, we're interested in, has this much potential to it, which is, we didn't need them to say that.
No, we didn't.
Right? We knew this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. But sometimes it's nice to get like some outside validation, right? And just to be sure we're not all crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have been following even way before Rovi's, I mean, there was a couple of times that we'd come on the podcast and be like, dude, are we crazy? It's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Are we really crazy? Because at the time, there was like tens of people in Decentraland. Tens.
Yeah.
And
a few handfuls.
Yeah, and then we were like, no, we're definitely right because we're gamers and we know what it means when you join gamers and like ownable digital assets. So it's like it was a no brainer. We were just like losing it for a second there.
Totally. So having said all that,
yeah,
more updates to come, guys. Like we said earlier, the holograms is very shortly will be in development stages.
Yeah, that's where the fun comes in because now you're gonna be able to see your own Rovi's in Decentraland, and a few other implications lie within that. Like we're gonna have to add animations and all that. So, and it's kind of unique for because Oscar's using this tool called MetaGen that generated these Rovi's, and so this tool has like a very specific animation process. So maybe we'll have the community help us make animations. That would be cool. Maybe that's like another form of an NFT, maybe.
Oh, god damn it, dude. Now you're hinting on more things that are fucking wild and weird and wonky. Yeah.
It's like, get ready for hip thrusting Rovies.
Whatever. Yeah, we already know like the community can generate better animations than us.
Yeah.
We know. Just like you guys will make better wearables than us or accessories, you guys will make better meta content than us. You guys will shit on us in all aspects if we let you, you know. So that's the point, right? We need to get there.
All right. Yeah, and dude, we recorded a long podcast. Dude, I think we said this last week. We recorded the podcast. It's still not out. We recorded a short video. I think we were talking about Bitcoin and how we're definitely not scared.
Yeah. So yeah, more general content will also be coming out. So yeah, I guess subscribe if you haven't to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because we're going all in on that too. Like as soon as we become more active with like the public facing stuff, which will be very soon, pretty much now. Basically like relighting the fire on that channel and like our public opinion on what's going on in the space and all that stuff. Yeah, subscribe, so you can be there with us.
Yeah, check this out, dude. So we're looking at the natural log of Bitcoin, and look at this green line over here. That's a $288,000 Bitcoin.
Yep.
Right.
I remember we made this prediction, dude. Is the model still intact or what?
Well, it kind of is, but my point is that it doesn't look that crazy, right? But when you deactivate log, then it does look crazy.
Yeah, even that doesn't look that crazy because we've seen that happen before.
Yeah,
last cycle, that's called a blow off top, dude. That shit happens from time to time. So, but like we said, I think it's all dependent on how long we can keep kicking this can down the road from a macroeconomic standpoint. As long as this can continually gets kicked, like the next 4 meetings, I think that this year, like the next 3 meetings of this year from the Federal Reserve, I think or maybe they have like 8 meetings or something like that. But as long as they keep kicking that can, dude, like the markets will survive. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. Yeah. Xiao. Yeah, I think you missed the Pope, dude. But you can still get it for those of you still here, and you have to be on the community call in order to get this Pope. So DM the MetaZone bot. Send it a DM, not me, not Super Tyler, not nothing. Send the DM to the MetaZone bot. The password is Super Tyler. One word, lowercase. And on that note, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. More Rovies, more NFTs. And thank you guys for coming as always. We appreciate you, and we will catch you next week.
Bye, guys. Peace. This one maybe Lamau a few times.